I'm newsreader Carl, and this is the April 2026 Arran and Carl Happy Report. Let's go straight over to the man cave and Arran and Carl. Hello! This is
Arran, and this is
Carl. We want to say a big thank you to newsreader Carl for introducing the show, and we are going to tell you the 5 things that made us happy in
April.
Oh. Arran, what was number 1 thing that made you happy in April?
So, for me, my first best thing was beginning of April. I went to a pop-up autograph signing in Havant. In Back to the Retro, which is a comic memorabilia shop, and it had Steve Cardenas there, who was the second Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin.
It's Morphin time! Tyrannosaurus! Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thundersword!
And so I went up, met him, had a photo taken with him, got a few bits autographed. It's like this box here, this thing here. What it is it's a watch that was released back in 1993, or 1995, sorry, for the MMPR movie. And it's got the ape on the front. And fun fact, I had never even seen these watches before. It's cool. And I also got a limited edition, unless you were lucky enough to get the set. It's a signed 1995 movie trading card of Steve Cardenas, aka Rocky, which he has signed at the shop. So what was yours, Carl?
Well, mine was also shop related. I got to do a performance as my solo music thing, Nil by Nose, in Vinyl Selector, which is a record shop in Brighton. It was good fun. It was quite nerve-wracking doing it. Things didn't quite go to plan, but when it worked, it was working. And one of the nice things was I got to play a record, a very rare record, there's only 2 copies of it, by the very influential and highly sought after band Volcano, a nightclub in a volcano.
Yes.
And that's me and Arran.
Yes.
There's only 2 copies of this record in the world.
Which is mine and Cole's copy.
Yeah, and you cannot buy them. Oh no.
No. So my number 2 happy thing is it was our Easter get together basically. We did a little tea, but the fun thing for me was watching my nieces do the Easter Piñata, which they do every year. That was quite fun to watch them do that, which is really cool. But because I don't eat a lot of chocolate, I got some Easter presents. The first one is the Memorial Edition Mystic Force Morpher. which is this right here. But I also got some other things. First one being this hoodie, which has the great image of all the Rangers, the Zords and the bad guys on it. And then on the sleeves it has the power coins, or on one of the sleeves, and then the other one it has Saba, which is awesome. And then on this side you get the original 1995 movie logo. And I also got the t-shirt with pretty much the same picture on the front. Well, it is the same picture. But on the back, it has Ivan Ooze, which is an amazing piece of artwork, by the way. But underneath it says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Ooze is back." Yeah. So yeah, that's my Easter presents and stuff. What's yours, Carl?
Mine was, I got some of my sketches featured on an online arts journal called Rawhead, which I'm pretty proud of. It's got lots of artists and stories, poetry, paintings, all sorts of stuff, and I'm featured in it as well, which I'm very pleased with.
Nice. So my number 3 thing we took a trip out to the range just to have a couple of hours out, and I got this solar powered light, which is a bunch of hot air balloons, which it looks fantastic, it really does. I was going to get 2, but sadly they only have 1 left in stock. But yeah, that was great fun, and I also got some new shelves, which is awesome. So yeah, I really love that, and it was nice to get out of the house and have a break. So what was yours, Carl?
Well, my third happy thing was that Carlos Chaotico, my wrestling character, had a bit of a development. He had a bit of an evolution of his character, a journey in his life story. And for a while, he became his most evil incarnation ever. He became Carlos Capitalist. What a terrible thing to be. So basically, in Savage Pro Wrestling, the stable that Carlos Chaotico is part of have taken over, and this has brought out Carlos Chaotico's greedy and money grabbing side. Yes. The New Blood now have control of Savage Pro Wrestling. Yes. And Carlos Capitalist. Well, I suppose I should put my first edict into control. Hello, Savaggio? Can you clean the executive toilets? And, oh yes, by the way, you're no longer allowed to go into the executive toilets unless you're cleaning them. And something else. You'll have to use the bucket like all the other employees. Okay, right. Get on with cleaning it now.
Yes. So my number 4 happy thing was I actually got to decorate part of my room that was a bit worn down. I got this great purple paint.
Good job.
Paint. Which is absolutely amazing. But I also got this special glittery stuff that you can put in the paint to make kind of the walls sparkle, if you like, and it just looks fantastic. The issue was when I poured the glittery stuff into the paint, a big gust of wind blew, so everything was glittery.
Oh! Start it with Kerry. I'm just wondering if it's all just going to come flying out. I think we'll spin it before we start, like this. Oh, somebody at the door. Can you hold that now?
Yeah, right.
Come on then. Oh, there it goes.
Including me, we're actually still finding glitter even now. I loved it, I really do, and I love how it's turned out. What about you, Carl?
Well, my number 4 happy thing was a new volume of Godspunk has come out. The Outsider Experimentalist Music compilation. I've got several tracks on here, and there is Experimental Country,
Nice.
Death Metal, Jazz, Harsh Wall of Noise, Psychedelic Pop. There is a bit of music to annoy everyone on this.
So, my number 5 happy thing is me and Carl are doing something rather unique for us. Carl got given this thing called a grow bar, which is basically where you grow some plants in a pot, and we started this not that long ago, and it is growing so fast, so fast, and you'll find out more about it because we've got an exciting new bit of the show and even a new character, haven't we, Carl?
Character? He's a real person. How very dare you.
Even a real new person coming in, haven't we, Carl?
Yeah, a new section on the show. But yes, you'll find out about that very soon.
Yes, you'll find out very soon. What about you, Carl? What's yours?
Well, my number 5 thing is it's a very small thing, but it was a lovely thing. My cat, Madame Sebastian, came and sat on my lap for about 20 minutes in the sitting room, which was the first time she's done that. She's more than happy to sit on our laps if we're in the bedroom, but she doesn't really sit on our laps in the sitting room, so that was nice. She sat and curled up while we watched the film, which was which is lovely. So I think she's getting more and more confident.
Yeah.
So I suppose we should go to newsreader Carl.
Yes.
And he's got his big announcement of the news section.
Ooh. Yes. So back to the newsroom with newsreader Carl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, Arran is right. There is a news section on the show. Let's quickly go over to the garden and have the first episode of Farmer Charles' Garden Time.
Hello, I am Farmer Charles. Hello. And I'm here as a very special guest here on the Arran and Carl Happiness Report. And hopefully I'm going to be bringing a bit of excitement through relaxation. The lovely relaxation of growing fruit and veg. Yes. I'm going to be growing with you today this weird veg bar. Now, this is an interesting innovation in gardening. This bar will be growing flying saucer squash, also known as patty pans, cucumber melon, which are teeny weeny melons that taste of cucumber, and striped tomatoes. The tigerella tomato is not as ferocious as a tiger, but just as stripy as a tiger. So inside the pack, we have this thing that looks like a chocolate bar. It's not a chocolate bar. Don't eat it like my silly friend, the wet one. He had a different one. He ended up looking like a vase of flowers whenever he bent over. But that's another story. So, right, I've got to get this out here. Oh, get it out of its protective envelope. And here we have the grow bar, which is compressed coconut matting. We're going to put it in this lovely rustic planter here. I'm just going to check it. We've got the protective paper at the top there. And now we just got to pour half a litre of water over it. We're going to let that soak up, and then we'll put it in a nice sunny place, and we'll see what happens next month. Back to that busy old news studio in the big old city, and newsreader Carl. Arr.
And there we have it. Farmer Charles. Far too informal, far too relaxed for my liking. Let's go over to someone who is never fully relaxed, and he's slightly informal, but formal enough for my liking. Roving reporter Darren and his roving report.
Hi, I'm roving reporter Darren, and I'm here today at Back to the Retro, and I'm here with Steve Cardenas, the legendary Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You're too kind, thank you.
It's morphin' time! Tyrannosaurus! Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon Thundersaur!
So, what did you do to prepare to become the Red Ranger?
That's a good question. So I was a martial artist since I was 12 years old. And so I became a black belt when I was 16, and then when I was 20, I was able to audition for Power Rangers.
Wow.
There was a commercial that came on the radio, and they said, "We're looking for new Power Rangers if you want to come down to the local TV station and try out." So I went and tried out, and I got the part.
Wow.
And then my whole life changed after that.
Yeah. It's amazing how it changes your life, isn't
Yeah,
it?
sure is, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Roving reporter Darren right here. Make sure you watch.
Well. A celebrity on the Roving Report. That is just a minute. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. We're going over to a news flash from Farmer Charles.
Yeah. And I said to her, "No, ma'am. It's that lovely conference pair I'm talking about." Oh. Hello. Farmer Charles here with a news flash. The grow bar we were growing has already flourished into life. We have several of these large plants growing here, some smaller ones and some tiny little plants coming here. So I think we should be growing some real tripheads in a minute. And you can smell the spring growth and vigor in these plants here. It's a delight. It's a delight of spring. Back to newsreader Carl.
Oh my word. On that gardening bombshell, I think we're going to leave it for this month. We'll be seeing you next month for the Arran and Carl Happy Report. Goodbye.